Have you ever found yourself musing about the outlandish, pondering the concept of our planet Earth transforming into a hole? It might seem like a question straight out of a science fiction novel, but it can spark some fascinating scientific discussions. To begin, we must first establish what a hole means in this context. A hole, as we commonly understand it, is an empty space or void. So if Earth were to become a hole, it would essentially mean that all its matter, the mountains, oceans, the atmosphere, and even us, would disappear, leaving behind a void in space where our planet once resided. But what would happen next, you might wonder? Well, first, the Earth's gravitational pull would cease to exist. This absence of gravity would result in a cosmic ballet of chaos. Our moon, no longer tethered by Earth's gravity, would go careening off into space, while satellites and space debris would follow a similar fate. On a larger scale, the absence of the Earth would slightly alter the gravitational balance of our solar system. The other planets, previously influenced by Earth's gravitational pull, would experience subtle shifts in their orbits. However, the overall structure of the solar system would remain largely intact, thanks to the sun's dominant gravitational force. Imagine a world without Earth. What would become of our life-sustaining atmosphere? The answer? It would cease to exist. The very gases that make up our atmosphere, the oxygen we breathe, the carbon dioxide that plants need, would disperse into the vast expanse of space. Without Earth's gravitational pull holding it in place, our atmosphere would be scattered across the cosmos, lost in the infinite void. This would result in the loss of our protective layer, the atmospheric shield that guards us from harmful cosmic radiation and meteor impacts. So, without Earth, our atmosphere would simply vanish, leaving us, and all life as we know it, exposed to the harsh realities of the cosmos. The consequences of Earth becoming a hole would indeed reach far beyond its core, impacting every aspect of life and existence as we know it. Without the Earth's gravitational pull, our closest celestial neighbor, the Moon, would be significantly affected. This heavenly body, so familiar and comforting in our night sky, would find itself suddenly untethered, set adrift in the vastness of the cosmos. Just imagine the Moon, once our planet's steadfast companion, now a rogue celestial body. It could be flung into space, following a trajectory dictated by the remaining gravitational forces in the solar system. The possibility of it colliding with other celestial bodies is not out of the question either. The Moon, our constant companion in the night sky, would be set adrift, potentially colliding with other celestial bodies or becoming a rogue moon, forever wandering the star-studded abyss. The absence of Earth would not only affect us and our immediate surroundings, but would also cast a ripple effect across the cosmic pond. What about the space stations orbiting Earth? These modern marvels of human ingenuity, floating in the vacuum of space, rely heavily on Earth's gravity to maintain their orbits. Without Earth's gravity, these stations would find themselves set adrift, just like our moon. The astronauts aboard, our brave pioneers of the final frontier, would face the same fate as Earth's inhabitants, exposed to cosmic radiation, a lack of oxygen, and the extreme cold. The loss of these stations would be a significant setback for space exploration and our understanding of the cosmos. The loss of Earth would also mean the loss of our space stations, setting back our efforts in space exploration and leaving us with a void not just in the universe, but in our collective knowledge and ambition as well. Now, what about us, the inhabitants of Earth? Well, without a planet to stand on, we'd be left floating in the vacuum of space. With no atmosphere to shield us, cosmic radiation would be a significant issue. Not to mention, the lack of oxygen and extreme cold would make survival impossible. As Earth transforms into a hole, our technological extensions wouldn't be spared either. Earth's satellites, those silent sentinels in the sky, would also face a dire fate. With no Earth's gravity to keep them in orbit, they would be flung into the vastness of space. Imagine, in an instant, our GPS, weather, and communication satellites all sent hurtling into the void. This would not only cause a massive loss of infrastructure, but also disrupt global communication and navigation systems. Our world, so dependent on these systems, would be plunged into a new age of darkness and disorientation. But let's not forget about the hole itself. If the Earth-sized void were to somehow remain in space, it would pose an interesting question. While the void wouldn't have a gravitational pull of its own, objects passing close by might experience strange effects due to the curvature of space-time around the void. So, to summarize, if the Earth were to become a hole, the immediate effects would be the loss of the Earth's gravitational pull, resulting in our moon and satellites being flung into space. The other planets in our solar system would experience subtle shifts in their orbits, but the overall structure would remain largely unchanged. As for us, we'd find ourselves floating in the vacuum of space, unprotected from cosmic radiation and the extreme cold. And lastly, the Earth-sized void could potentially affect passing objects due to the curvature of space-time around it. It's an intriguing thought experiment, isn't it? It reminds us of the delicate balance that exists in our universe and the crucial role our planet plays in maintaining it. So while the idea of Earth becoming a hole might be fascinating to ponder, let's hope it remains firmly in the realm of science fiction.